New Hampshire. What a calm, peaceful nightmare. What's up, everyone? This is Formula Chris, and we're back for another video here at New Hampshire. We're going to be starting P6. This is a track that I've never raced at before, so what you're watching here is my first official race at this track, and let me tell you, it taught me a few lessons. So, off of the first corner, we actually get a really nice run around the outside of this green car, beautiful livery there, and we're going to move up into P4. I didn't mention it, but the guy that was in P5 got a really bad run off the line, and so we're already straight up into P4. Qualifying P6, I thought my qualifying laps went really well. I actually made an error on the final lap of qualifying, so I was quite happy to qualify P6. But you can see here, just off of our raw pace, we're already starting to fall back from the lead 3 and fall into the clutches of the car behind the car that we passed on the first lap. He's going to try to make a move around the outside. I have been keeping tucked on this low line because that's what I felt was fastest in qualifying. But as we move on to lap 3 here, you're going to see, taking that high line, he's just going to be able to power around us. I didn't quite have the traction, even on those brand new tires, to apply the throttle as early as I wanted to. So we're going to drop back straight into P4. I have to interrupt our broadcast to show you something. I found this grandstand when I was taking the shots for the very first intro sequence, right? I found this grandstand, and you can see that it kind of, I guess, equates to what the road track would be. But I mean, come on, what is this view? Anyway, back to the video here. We're going to come back to lap 7, and we're going to go ahead and get our first caution of the race. We can take a good view here of what happened. So it looks like it's involving the blue and white and pink car spin. Sometimes you get cautions for weird stuff like that in these oval races. It just doesn't... Well, okay, I take back what I said, I guess. Genuinely though, for the car behind, what an absolutely brutal incident. That's terrifying, watching that back. Let's see it from the car from behind. I mean, I want to feel bad for them, but they also, didn't slow down whatsoever. So, anyway, we're back here on lap 27. We're in P5. You can see from the camera here that we've basically lost view of the cars ahead, the group of 4 that's ahead of us. And we have 2 black cars now coming up behind us. They're fighting each other at the moment, but their pace is significantly better than mine. We're only about 30 laps into this. We haven't taken a pit stop yet, and the tires are starting to feel not very great as we go into turn 3 and 4 here, and you can see just how much time they make up on us through the corner, as he's going to go ahead and have a run down the inside. We're going to stick to the high line, see if we can power around the outside like the other car did to us on lap 4. Not the case. We're going to go ahead and slip behind, and the pace is just absolutely not there. And into 3 and 4 again, the car behind. They make up so much time in the straights. Now we do get a really nice run. We're going to try to throw it up the inside, brake too early, and it's just not there. We do not have the pace. We checked ourselves up and allowed the car behind to get a really nice run. He's going to go to the outside with pace, stays high, and just goes right around us. We have absolutely no pace. We're going to fall down to P7. And at this point, I'm searching for answers. And we skip a little bit forward here to lap 40. The car that's on the inside there, that is actually the leader. And we're going to go down 1 lap. For reference, by the way, this race is 95 laps long. On 49 here, we're going to tap the barrier. And as we look behind us here, that is P2. We're being lapped yet again. And don't you worry now, because the pace was so bad, it happened with P3, P4, you recognize that car, P5 here. We're actually going to get lapped by the leader again, and finally P6. And we're now 2 laps down on lap 53. I am struggling at the moment with this car. And now I did get an idea. We're on lap 54 here. We fall to P8. the yellow car is actually passing us for position. And if you look down at my steering wheel here, I'm going to raise the weight jacker up. It was just something that I thought of in my head, watching the leader take that super low line, trying to figure out how he could possibly do that. We've jacked it all the way up to 20, and you can see that we're actually able to take a slightly more aggressive line. Now, as we get lapped again. Now, the car does become a little bit harder to control as you add weight jacker onto it. And so, we've got not a caution, but the car that was in P7 here had a bit of a spin. Ooh, yeah. I wish we could see their weight jacker position, but that is just too much rotation from the front of the car as he spins himself around and is out of the race. On lap 59 here, we're going to go ahead and take the opportunity to get fresh tires, which, you know, I actually was super excited about. Now, I felt like I could actually push again. You'll see I have the weight jacker raised up right now, but you're going to see that I do lower it back down a little bit with the expectation that these new tires are going to be able to, you know, get a lot of They don't bite at all. And after one corner, I go ahead and raise the weight jacker back up, and we're going to take the first corner here with a plus 13. Car coming out of the pits, which isn't necessarily going to help, but huge rotation. And you can see with those fresh tires, even still, you know, as we raise the weight jacker, it makes the car significantly more difficult to control. And on to lap 62 here, we are going to get a caution as Mr. Fontenot here just has a similar spin to the guy from earlier, the yellow car in P7. Too much rotation, and that's an interesting spot to lose it there coming out of the exit of 4. But anyway, lap 66 here, we have the restart. We are lapped. We're technically behind the lead car, but we are lapped. But anyway, we've got the weight jacker raised up. We're going to go ahead and somehow not get collected, or collect anybody, I guess I should say, in that spin. Similar spin to what we just got a caution for. Way too much rotation from the rear axle, and the fronts cannot handle it. And I just completely lost it. And these short ovals are destroying me. I am feeling very defeated, I guess you would say, because earlier in this season, with some of the tracks that were longer, speedways, I guess you would say. I mean, I guess technically in the name, this does say speedway, but you know what I'm talking about. The 1.5 mile and 2 mile tracks, they are much easier for me. I'm not sure why. That's something that I'm learning here in the process. I'm assuming it's because the shorter tracks require a little bit more control with the throttle and the traction of the car. As we finally exit the pit lane 11 laps later from our repairs. I wanted to finish this race. I did not want to go out down bad with a destroyed front wing. So we're going to go ahead and hop right back into the track. We're how many laps down? I have absolutely no clue. Probably like 15 or 16 at this point. But straight back up on the weight jacker. We're map mode 1, and we're going to go ahead and push. And here we go on lap 69. We're heading into the 3-4 complex. We're going to go ahead and just in the race there, you know, I guess on lap 69, I kind of decided that it was a nice place to go ahead and park it up. Yeah, no, too much rotation from the rear. Same thing. I'm not able to control the car with such a high weight jacker. I will improve on these circuits, but at least at this point, you can see that it's not going well for me. We dropped safety rating 0.14, iRating went down. Here are the results. I finished somehow P7 still because I guess there was so much carnage from behind, but not the result that I wanted. Regardless though, if you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, comment what you want to see next, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.